Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe and this is UFC Collect Profit. Today we are going to do a deep dive into the 2012 Topps UFC Bloodlines Khabib card number 12. It is his debut rookie card for UFC, historical card in the UFC community. We're going to do a little bit of a market analysis of the card, look at current market conditions, look up past sales, and then at the end of it, I'll kind of give my overview of what I think about the card and what I think the future of the card holds. So on the right side of the screen, you see a summary of this card. It is the very beginning of an important legacy for Khabib, but also all of UFC collecting. This is the base card here, horizontal action shot of the fight against Shalaris, I believe is how you pronounce it. Shaloris. On the left side of the screen is the actual video from the fight where the image of the card was captured from. I try to find the specific spot where this photo was captured, the left connecting. I saw a couple different spots where it could have been, but I wasn't 100% positive, so I decided not to do it. But I want to play this interesting part in the first round where, Khabib came into this fight. If you read the back of the card here, we'll jump here. So despite an impressive 16-0 professional record, Khabib, the Eagle, entered the octagon for his USA debut in January, a little fanfare. But then the fist started flying by the third round. He had submitted Shaloris and improved to 17-0. So I want to play this part here in the first round where this is a really good fight to watch Khabib. He's just a dynamic, exciting, high energy fighter coming from a bunch of different angles with his kicks and his punches. But I think this specific clip here kind of sums up the greatness of Khabib. So I want to play this real quick.
Powerful guy,
So the shoot, the up, the left, and then just relentless. Boom. I mean, he just doesn't let go. Shaloris doing a good job grabbing the right hand, at least for a little bit. Turning to the side to protect. Anyway, that little clip was just very cool to watch. And look at some of the comments here. This guy could be the champ one day. That's kind of funny. Wow, before all the hype, he still looks seasoned. Absolutely. Some of these comments are cool, but I don't know how Shaloris survived that. Could be a gas tank issue. Shaloris was a good fighter, though. But yeah, pretty cool. So I'm going to shrink this, expand the screen here so we have a better view. So yeah, back to the card itself. The set uses international influence as its theme, which comes through the flag parallel and adds the Russian colors of the background. It is a hard card to find. There's not too many of these out there. So you have the base card, which is pictured here. You have the flag parallel out of 188, the black parallel out of 88, the red out of 8, the platinum 101, and then each of the printing plates, which are also 101. So I'm going to pull up images of all these cards except the 101. I couldn't find a picture of the Khabib 101 specifically. But we'll still go through it. So this is the base card here in a PSA 7. That's the front. That is the back. The base card, if you look at the grading, only 38, I'm going to repeat that, only 38 of these cards have been graded total by PSA of the base. So under 40, which is insane. And this product, the 2012 Topps Bloodlines, people are not opening up this product anymore. This is not being cracked and submitted to PSA on a regular basis. These boxes are way too expensive. I mean, I think last time I checked, this box is, I think this is like a $4,000 box now. Let me see. I just want to see the current market value of this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if you look on eBay, There's a box 4,800, and there's none of these in existence. Like, they're just grail boxes at this point. So none of the more of these cards are coming to the market unless somebody has a stash of these somewhere. They're sitting onto it. I doubt it. So the market is the market. But 38 of these cards total graded by PSA. You see what the asking price here, but let's not focus on the pricing yet. I'm just going through the designs of the card and trying to share that for the benefit of you as the viewer, but also just to kind of archive it. So this is the base. This is the flag parallel at 188 again with the Russian flag in the background. So just to kind of show you here, and the background here, like I love the dramatic change in the background. It's not just a color change or like a blue to a green to an orange, like the whole image in the background changes, which is kind of sick. So that's the one out of 188, the flag. Then we go out of the 88, which is the black parallel. And again, ignore this, like this is the PSA plastic with bad lighting. This is really what it looks like. So just the black parallel. And then we go to the next row, the red parallel, which is a gorgeous card. So again, just to recap, base, flag, black, red, and the red is out of 8. And if I didn't say so, the black is out of 88. So now we go to what is currently listed on eBay. And you see, like, again, ignore the prices. These prices are absolutely insane and astronomical. But you see the printing plate here, I believe. This is the printing plate. This is the cyan printing plate. The auto was added aftermarket. So this is not an auto that came out of the pack. Khabib's first auto was in 2014. His first auto was 2014 Knockout, I believe, and it's on card. And we'll cover that, and I'm sure, in a future video, but not today. So here's the 101 Scion plate. Auto was added after the fact. Sick card. And then we have the 101 blank back rookie debut. So what Topps used to do back in the day, I don't think they've done it recently, is that they would keep like blank back cards and weird printer, I don't want to say like archival type of cards. That's not the right word. But almost like press proofs, I would say, or parts of cards, and they would keep it in their vault, and then Topps auctioned it off at one point. So this, I guess, is the blank back 1/1 of the Khabib. Again, this was not pulled from a pack. This was from the Topps vault. They're trying to put a value on this card. I have no idea. It would have to go up to auction to really determine true market value, but a cool piece of history here. So the blank back base card version, and I'm assuming there's also blank backs of the parallels as well. Let me kind of clean this up a little bit. So we have the of 8, again, the black. Some of these images are already pulled up. Then we have this base card with the aftermarket auto. I'm assuming Khabib did a private signing at some point, or maybe somebody just ran into him and got the card. But again, auto added after the fact. Interesting way to collect a card. It's almost equivalent of like the 86 Fleer Jordan rookie, then somebody getting Jordan to sign it. And those cards go for 6 figures. So to get the Khabib rookie and have the autograph added is kind of interesting. I wonder how many of these totally exist. Like, you can't go by this because the pop report is based on the specific grade of the auto and the grade of the card. You'd have to do like a compilation of every auto and every grade and every way that they did it, but we're not going to get into that. Just kind of keep going through here. What's on the market? This is what's more interesting to me. The cheapest of these cards. So if you go to Australia, you have a PSA 7 base, $730. You got to add import fees and shipping and all this other nonsense. But that's the cheapest that you can currently buy on eBay, is the base for about $736. So it kind of shows current market conditions. Not too many of these on eBay, totally, like 15 listed. Then we go to Card Ladder, and Card Ladder only has 42 total sales in the history of it since it's been collecting data. Like, these cards don't transact all that much, but let's kind of go through it a little bit. So base sold, it'll be 2 days ago for $400. Looks like it's pretty decent condition, like that corner maybe, but it looks overall pretty decent condition. Let's pull up the auction and see. Original listing. So again, another international item. So that top edge is super rough. Sometimes the photos over exaggerate how rough it is. Like, that could be glare a little bit, but it looks like whitening to me. Bottom doesn't look too bad. Those corners are a little bit of white. Probably a 6, I would say, 6 or a 7. $400, or sorry, yeah, it was 400 or best, 400 in pounds, 538 or best offer. Ended up going for 4. A 7 went for 8 a couple of days ago. So this for 400 seems like a good deal. Then we go to an 8. Went for $1,125. Again, there's only 28s in the world. There's 2 9s and no 10s. So again, just a super, super insanely rare card, which makes sense because the product wasn't printed all that much and the boxes are too expensive to open. So kind of is what it is. Oh, that accidentally closed the Card Ladder tab. Here we go, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's go back to Card Ladder. Let's keep going through this. A 7 went for $1,000 recently. These are all 2025 stores we're going through. So a Tag, which is another grading company, which uses AI grading. I'm not going to get into the grading company breakdown now, but more people seem to be going towards Tag. I don't know if that's true or not, but if you believe social media, it is. A Tag 7 of the Flag went for $700. That seems like a steal to me. That was a good, really, really good pickup in my opinion. Then we go to the Black out of 88, and an 8 went for $4,000. The base 8 went for $1,869. So the 8 went for $1,869 in the middle of 2025 in June. And then the 8 went $1,125. So that's kind of interesting. The price went down, at least what it was at. So that's interesting. Does that PSA label look fake to you? That font doesn't look right to me. Huh. That's weird. I can't pull it up, but I've never seen, again, unless I missed this print font for PSA, that font looks off to me. I could be wrong. See, that looks right. And obviously, like, that is right. That looks weird to me. Maybe I'm losing my mind here. Anyway, let's keep going. The Raw out of 88 Flag, or sorry, out of 188 Flag did 800. The 7 and the base did 1,200. Ooh, somebody picked up a base for 315. Hard to tell the condition, but probably a good deal. The base 7 did 700. That's a good deal based on where it's going. So again, like, we're going to go back here. We're going to go to, like, let's go to a couple years ago. So in 2022, like, the base was still going for 1,200, 800. So again, like, you're talking about, like, COVID peak. Prices came down a little bit, probably. Like, the base was at 410, ungraded, 550, and an 8, which now is a steal. But you're talking like over 2 years ago here. Yeah, I don't see the 1 of 1 anywhere. But yeah, so like the summary of this is, it looks like a raw, call it a raw base is probably 400 to 500. The 7s are 700 to 800, and 8, call it 900 to 1,200. A 9, if it came to market, would probably be $3,000, and a 10 doesn't exist. The Flags, if a Tag 7 is at 700, I would imagine like a PS, like in the PSA 8 of the black is 88. Like you have to do like a little bit of a multiplier here. So if a base 8 is call it 1,000 to 1,100 in the 88, get rid of that. And the 88 is 4,000. So the of 88 is like a 4 times multiplier based on market. The flag at a 188 would probably be a 2 times multiplier, somewhere in there. So the base is 4. The flag guide at 188 would be 800 raw. The out of 88 raw would maybe be 2,000 raw. And then the red out of 8, who knows what that would go for raw. But the cheapest on here, like this pop knot, like this flag. I mean, this is a super rare card. I mean, a pop 2. It's a monster. And what would be kind of cool to do, I don't know if anyone collects this way, but let me pull up something real quick on my phone so I don't mess up the screen here. So another collector brought up this idea to me, like if you're a fan of collecting, like for sports, like people collect the jersey number, the serial. So like say for Jordan, like anything number 23 out of however the card made, like the serial number of the card 23 is a premium. Like for Kobe Bryant, it would be his jersey number 8, or he also wore jersey number 24, etc. So somebody brought up the idea to me because Khabib was 29-0, that if you bought his serial numbers 29 out of whatever, and then you hyped it up and marketed the card is like the number of wins he had, 29-0. Like I thought that was a cool way to collect, to try to chase the 29 serial numbers. I don't know if it's not a thing or not. I'm not sure if it is, but for Khabib, I'm assuming he never fights again, which I think there's a less than 0.001% chance he will ever fight again. Collecting the serial numbers out of 29 is kind of a cool concept, but like good luck trying to find it. Like you may just get lucky. I didn't even look these up to see if there is. But anyway, like the cheapest, like an 8 is 1,200. The 7 is 739. So right now, like the only way, like this card is not that liquid. Like there's not 1 or 2 or 3 of these selling every day. I have 40 total sales across all the parallels in, we'll call it 5 years. So the way these type of cards move is 2 different ways. The ones that are currently on sale on eBay, somebody wants the card that bad, they're going to pay over comp and get it. Somebody has a boatload of money and they want to manipulate the market or control the market, and they go on and just start buying out this stuff. Or individuals, they send out the cards for auction and you hopefully get it for below market. So I'm going to set this on my watch list. If these cards ever come up for auction or cheap, hopefully I can get lucky. My opinion on this card, after looking at all this data, is that we have to start with a couple of premises. A, you believe in UFC as a collectible and as a sport, and that it will be around in 10 or 20 years. I believe in that. So that's the first part. The second part is that you believe that UFC is on an upswing, that more people are going to watch it. We're going to get more collectors into the space and people are going to enjoy it. I believe in that too. There's a small contingent of hardcore UFC fans, and I don't know if they're collectors or not, but they are certainly fans of the sport, and they certainly know more than me about the history of UFC. They know every little detail about the fighters, the way the promotion is done behind the scenes. Like they're more interested in like the logistics of UFC, but they feel that UFC matchmaking is going down. The quality of the opponents is going down. The fighters is going down. They think that Dana White cares less about the UFC than he used to 10, 15 years ago, which may be the case, or even 5 years ago, and that the product is being diluted and getting worse. And I can't speak to that or not because I don't have enough knowledge on it, but it sounds like a similar story to the people that say that, to use a parallel to the NBA, that the NBA peaked at Michael Jordan and then it's been worse ever since. And the people that watch Michael Jordan may feel that. and they may believe in it, and it may be true to some extent in the way that they connect to that version of basketball and how it was played. But if you look at the NBA today, you can't argue that the NBA is not a bigger product than it was in '98. You can't argue it has more market reach, international viewers. They just had the record for like the most views on Christmas Day for their NBA games. Collectibles for NBA are at an all-time high. You may feel that the Michael Jordan cultural experience and the way you play basketball hasn't been better. You can argue that one way or the other, but you can't argue that the sport is not in a better place. And I think you have to have that type of view. Like, you can't be caught up in like these little nitpicky things about the way the fighter rankings are, and it's manipulated, and they're just worried about creating viewer experiences, and it's not pure. And you have a whole contingent of UFC fans that talk about that on social media. I don't think it matters as far as collectibles, and because UFC still has huge moments, we still have huge fighters with cultural significance. I mean, just look at the social media followings of all the big fighters. Like, the proof's in the numbers, and I'm not going to dispute it. But to circle back to this card, I do not have one of these cards in my collection, but after looking this over, I would like to certainly add a base card to my collection, the flag card to my collection. Once you get into the black and the red, like, that is big money. If I'm going to spend $4,000 or $3,000 and you're getting into that black card territory, the 1 out of 88, I'd almost rather buy the box at that point. So the flag and the base in the $1,000 range or less, in my opinion, or where it's the places to be. If you're get into the black and the red and the minimize the downside, like minimize the risk, I think you're better off buying the box. And let's just see if there's a box on eBay. I think there was one that we pulled up earlier, but I just want to see if there's more than one box. Okay, so there you go. So you have a box at $5,800, $4,700, which is the one that was picked up that we saw. But here's a cheaper one, $3,000 or best offer. I would rather buy this box than a black Khabib. I just think it minimizes the downside. It's already on my watch list. There you go. Is there a box on this from another? We're kind of going off the whole point of the video, but whatever. So Steel City had them at $3,500, but they sold out. So $3,000 for this box is not bad. If you want it. So anyway, that kind of sums up the video. It's a little bit of a deep dive on a really cool historical card, and it's literally from his first match in the UFC, and it's an action shot from it, which I love. It's not just him posing, and you don't, like, the card represents the debut, which is, like, the whole card just connects perfectly in so many different ways. Very rarely do you have the first card of the first issue for an athlete actually be from the first fight or the first event for that athlete. So, like, they take like a rookie nowadays, like take like Cooper Flag from the NBA, who's the rookie for the Mavericks. His first card that came out was not from his first game. It was actually like a posed in a photo shoot. So, like, the fact that this is actually from his first UFC fight, I think just makes it more special. It kind of speaks to why UFC collecting is so interesting to me, and a really cool hobby. Like, UFC does a lot of things right when it comes to collecting. So anyway, that sums up the video. Please like and comment down below if you got a little something out of this. I do appreciate it. And the algorithm does reward it, so whatever that's worth. This card is so cool. I love this card. Please subscribe to the channel to get daily UFC content. I do appreciate it. All that said, be safe, take care, stay healthy, drink your water every day, do your cardio every day. Take care of yourself, and I will talk to you again soon.